either way, we know how it kind of works. Why is 3 versus 3 so important? It isn't really, but if you want the best rewards for any content, I think that P versus E, for P versus P, this has all the best rewards in it. So this is how much I go shopping in the shops. I go for legendary tomes, the sacreds, the charms. I don't have 5-star chickens because I got enough. We come in for the subs and the types. So this one gives you speed, this one will give you like that. Rare books, always nice. We don't get enough of them as end game player. Agent shard and the energy, which I collected yesterday. So it kind of is what it is. Doing really well in defense. What is my defense right now? It is Duchess 1. We're in a bolster with a really fast warlord, UDK, and a candy in stone skin. We have a bolster, a really fast Duchess with a slow warlord in stone skin, and protected is a baron. And then on this defense, Sifi and Rhodas, always notoriously hard to take on. A high resist Duchess and a bolster set Lydia. Rhodas goes in there, kills the nuker if it's not protected well, and Lydia will block that revive. Lovely, and then give me the advantage there. That's why so many people are not attacking me. I will say this, I think it's definitely recommended for you to go and check out for yesterday's stream, and when I was undefeated, and I'm hopefully to go undefeated right now in today's video. I think it's good to kind of go after the people that you know you can beat. If you can't beat them 3-0, then my simple advice is move on to the next person who can beat 3-0. It's really confident that you go in there and know your strategies well. I know my strategies pretty well. I do have a handful of champions that I use, and I do make sure I don't have too many champions, and I look for specific things. If anyone is interested in a 3 versus 3 takeover for your Marantu, or which is the most that people do generally ask me for help for, you can go and earn it for free at grimreapertvraid on my Twitch channel, or you can pay me a small fee to do the takeover and do a couple of battles and coach you how to use your teams. I work with free-to-play roasters, cracking roasters. I can do it all. I'm not too bad about that. I enjoy 3 as well, so it makes it a bit easier for me. Before I go into this, I want you to let me know down in the comments how many people you think I'll beat, and if I will go undefeated again. I'm not going to do 10 fights because I don't want it to be a 1-hour video. 3 versus 3 is time consuming, and if you need any advice for this, then you can go and let me know down below, or you can go into my into our Discord and message me. If you want to see any of the builds, you can also message me as well. My builds are not god tier, but they are very good. I don't obviously buy blessings, as you can see, so or empowerment. I just use the shards. I've been playing this game for 4 years, so I've been playing a long time, and this is how I've got the roster I got. And some of these are fusion or free champions and stuff like that, or accessible champions I will use. So before we go into this, I do use a handful of champions. I would say I probably use a good handful of these champions. Let's see the ones I don't actually use regularly in, because some of these I use in 3 versus 3 as well, so I don't actually use the second UDK right now. I don't use him because he's more for live arena, and then these obviously ones are used in other content and stuff like that. So these ones I don't use. These are probably a handful. I don't really use Marantu. I do use Marantu sometimes. Same for Mafala, I do use her sometimes, and I do use Lydia sometimes. And I will go over, hopefully there will be perfect examples in this video where I might use Lydia. I only mainly use her against stuff like I do need to pull out my Samuel actually, because I do use my Samuel very rarely. I do use him, so we're just gonna go pull him out because I don't want to get into the middle of the battles and then pull him out. Did pick up a blessing for him the other day. This is his build. You can kind of have a little sneak peek at this. I don't mind showing my builds in all fairness. I'm just choosing ways I'm not showing build today. It's just generally because it makes the video much longer. Right, so today is about team chemistry, winning many fights as possible. Let's see how many I'm going to win and see what we can do. So as you can see, we have a Kimi, Trunda, and a tournament at the top, so that's notoriously difficult to kind of upper hand and deal with a little bit. We can go with any style of team really. I have 2 style teams that can handle this. I'm just looking as well overall, because here looks like I will need my arbiter to go before them, and it looks like I will need to take a warlord in there as well, so I'll go like this, and to deal with in harmony it's gonna have to be Turvolt, which kind of makes sense. And then here we have a passive I need to be careful of. We have Mortimer Macabre's passive we need to be careful of. I expect Necrid will protect Hethrak, so I am going to go with my Rodus because he's single target nuker. There is no revive in there, so taking Lidio is kind of pointless. And I don't want to take anyone with a strong AoE. He has got a strong AoE, so that's not good for certain people. I think we could come in. Don't have that many single nukers. I suppose Samuel could be interesting actually, because that's a bolstered Duchess, so it should be. Now, a good thing about Hethrak, he hits really hard, but if you have a bolster set, normally it'll stop him nuking your defense. So that's something to kind of bear in mind. Rose is really good anyway, and we can bring Samuel up. And we do want buffs on him. If the more buffs he has, the more in defense he will know here. So he'll probably one-shot most people there. So that's at the top, and then at the top we need some type of nuky stuff going on. Now I do feel like I need high resistance. I'm gonna bring in my stone skin warlord, so I swap them around, and this could be an interesting one. Kimmy doesn't weak hit, so Candy could be interesting. So sheep. Okay, cool. No bombs. Kimmy can remove stone skin, so that was something we'll need to be careful of. She has a small chance, 50-50. It's RNG really. No fairness. Suppose I don't have a bolster set. I feel like actually bringing my own Torment could be very interesting to do. I don't really tend to use Torment. He's more of a 3v3 champion, so live arena champion. I feel like he actually fits here. So 2 of these comps I don't actually use. This is the first time using, so this will be interesting to see. Just kind of makes sense on paper. So she removes the stone skin, but I'm still gonna lock out. We'll be able to cleanse, which is fine. And then we're gonna put block buffs. So this team is very glass cannon. Torments up this high are not really that common to see on defense no more. I think he's kind of too easy to deal with. We're gonna put up the Hex now because this will help us out. Arbiter is just like a really bad defense champion to use. And then that should be done like so. That's auto. That is 1-0 Grim. Even if we get froze now a little bit, it won't be so bad. There's A2. A2 from Torment hits pretty damn hard. So my Torment is actually a hybrid build. I do misuse my Torment. I have 2 on my account. Did have 3, but obviously I've empowered one. Empowered my nuker one anyway. So we're faster. Actually should have took my Hedgie in here. That was a bit risky. I could have been slower. So for me, that's a mistake on my part. But it looks like I'm gonna get away with this. Should have took Hedgie in here to make sure I was faster. I think we'll take out in harmony first because there's no reviver. So always take out the nuker first, which is what I tend to do. If you can withstand speed teams, and if you can build good counters to speed teams, even if you go with a Stowskin team and you understand your science behind your builds and your team chemistries and their weakness, I think that's the most important bit. And obviously having decent roster, it makes it easy. I do have a fairly decent roster. for this, you know, I can do all sorts. I could bring Turvolt if I wanted to. My roster is going to be strengthened up for defense, but I could bring a second UDK. So I think like a second, 2 UDKs and a Necrid, plus 2 Warlords and 3 Duchesses. Outside the crazy meta champions like Mirishka and Taurus, it's kind of really hard to take on. I do like seeing speed teams on defense. It just, I know that it just makes it so easy for me, so I do generally like to see that. Oh, sugar. Okay, so as you can see, I was right about the passive and stuff like that. Well, we'll just wait and wait. That's not good. We just counter-attacked Mortu, which was not someone we want to counter-attack. Okay, cool. Mortu's gone, and now I just need to wait on Hefrak to lose his stone skin. Probably have to wait for Necrid as well, in all fairness. Now I could try and hit through it, but don't think that's reasonable. I will try now. I'm actually going to revive Recife because she'll give me a increased attack, which will give him 2 buffs. I can't remember right now how much defense he'll ignore. I think it's about 50%. Yeah, about 75% if Ham Smasher doesn't proc. There we are. And it's just knowing stuff like that really helps. Samuel, a really good little single nuker against Mortu Macabres. If you are struggling against Mortu Macabres, having 2 hard hitting nukers, and honestly, if this was classic arena, you drop Sifi and I bring Necrid in, and it makes it so much safer because Necrid would protect Samuel. Rodus is good on defense anyway because of his passive, so we double hitter, so it kind of makes it hard. Anyway, there's the first win. Game over. It is game over for him. I think that's what he's trying to mean with that. So we got the team 2, we got a Warlord, we have a Kaimar to deal with, we also have a Hefrak again, and a Hedgie and stuff like that. So a team like that could be notoriously hard or interesting. So I know how to kind of count this one. Speed team up the top now. I'll bring Hedgie in, and if I get 3%ed on Hedgie, then I will lose this, but I shouldn't get 3%ed really, I'd like to think. So I'm actually just going to go pull a champion out of the vault, which is going to be Leo. I'd only really tend to use Leo now in 3 vs 3 on speed team because of the unkillable passives. Kind of nice, just a bit of extra security. We have a Warlord here, so I need to make sure that I am faster than him. So we're going to bring Dutch in, Kaimar, Warlord. This will give me a speed lead and stuff like that. Also, I'll have the passive, not passive, the blessings. So I'll have the blessings over top. Both my Warlords, both speed tuner arbiter anyway, so I don't need to worry about getting cut in too much. And also Baron will come there, because Baron could possibly nuke through his stone skin. Also, we got a nice big bolster set here, so he needs to be really fast. He's got no blessings here to reduce speed. I've got one to reduce his speed aura. I've also got one to reduce the more buffs he puts up. So that's also a good thing to know about your blessings, and if the higher the level, the better it is. And then here we're gonna go stone skin. Rantu is kind of dangerous, to be honest, and it's kind of hard to go with. Now if I had Mother, I'm actually gonna bring in Necrid, because there's no Kaimar to really worry about. Did we worry about Torment? C3 Rodus. Could go C3 Rodus. And you can also, I could also go Stone Skin Nukas. Okay, we'll try that. Necrod's in here just because I would really want one of my... I do really want one of my Warlords in here because it makes it easy, and my Stone Skin Warlord would make this very easy. It's a Morantu that I'm a little bit worried about in that team. That's why I'm so hesitant on that. This one I feel fine, this one I feel fine. It's worth pointing out as well, if you're going up against bombs, be careful of generally of stuff like that. So this looks fine. It's Morantu now. How lucky does it get? Not very lucky. So I'm able to put the passive, which is nice. Just Morantu really, it's just their Necrid that's been stripped. So it doesn't matter too much really where I go with that. Now because he's took his turn, I'm actually going to come in with this because I know that there's no bolster set to kind of really worry about. He's buffed up. I didn't think I did it. It must be refresh. Took him out. Again, no worries. We'll buff up my candy, wait for him to lose the Stone Skin. We hit auto because we know that we've done it now. Again, easy defense, right? Don't actually tend to use my Stone Skin Nukas that much. Unless it's like a really blast cannon team like that. We're going to A1 Arbiter there. We also get Kaimar, which is extra assurance. And thank God that's not a high resist Cardiel. And then we'll go the AoE with the Provoke set. This is why I went with Leo, because attack Nukas do need a bit of protection. And should be able to clear that up. That's 2-0. Like I said, I'll be faster in his Warlord. It's not a high resist Warlord. And I should be able to nuke through that Stone Skin. Does he even need it? Because he's too fast for his Stone Skin. A1. This is why I like Baron so slow. Easy win for me. So that's 2 wins. Very easy. 2 speed teams, which is like quite notoriously hard. We've got increased defense here. So this rules out my high resistance. This also rules out my Stone Skin. So this will have to be my speed team. I need to be careful not to get 3%ed here. On Hedgie. Here has Morantu. But I'm not too concerned that it has more accuracy than needed. So we're going to go with high resistance there, put sheep in second. And then we actually have a good one here. I also don't think that Arbiter's that fast. I actually think I might be able to outrun, and this is very risky. I feel like my Warlord's going to be faster in this Arbiter. Just by the looks of it, it looks like I'm faster. Here will be very interesting, but we do have her to worry about. She's quite notoriously bad, so I'm gonna go with this style. I have Stone Skin here. I think my fast touches is still free. But okay, I'm gonna go for my high resistance one here because I think like she will take the Stone Skin if I'm not careful. But Lydia, because of the passive from her, so if I can kill Duchess quickly or even kill Leo, I can block the revives there. And then I got Rodus in here to do his thing. And it's kind of a hard one if you're Necrid or Sifu, because of the passive would be really cool and stuff like that. So 2 speed teams. Sometimes 2 speed teams can really like mess up a lot of people, but I actually try and specialize my roster on people that have 2 speed team defenses. And when I'm looking for like kind of ones that I'm confident in winning, I'm looking for 2 speed teams on defense. Just generally because I have 2 Warlords. I only have 1 Arbiter, bearing in mind. And if I did have a second Arbiter, this could also cause people issues. Having Hedgie and Torment and Valkyrie as well in my roster kind of helps, even when I don't use Torment and Valkyrie no more, because I've also got good go second teams who are fairly notoriously well known to be good. So as you can see, the Pythian kind of just made it look like it wasn't like a traditional speed team where he was fast. I was actually expecting a stone skin defense a little bit, but I just knew I was gonna be faster. So it's a fairly easy win for me. Okay, so I'm not gonna try anything too crazy. Just waiting for them to do the thing. Be able to put block revives in a minute. Not too worried about Leo just yet. Should worry about him in the future, sure. I'm gonna weaken Duchess, because if I take Duchess out and then everything else is kind of history after that. Okay, we'll save the A2. I didn't check actually if he had any sheep. I know that she's got a lot of sheep on her, so I do need to be careful of that. Now I've increased attack up, so I was able to take her out. I'm gonna take her out because she's actually causing me a bit of an issue with CCing a little bit. I'll be able to revive Necrid there. Should be able to deal with him right now. Okay, so I actually get block buffs up there, so I don't need to wait for verse 8-3. I actually feel like we'll just do that out. Do that, and then we kill my Barishka with an A3. And obviously, I've not set off the passive or anything like that. She's not being sheeped, so I don't need to worry about it being sheeped, because if Lydia gets sheeped, I can't do that, and it's one shot because the defense is down a weekend. It's an easy win, right? Marishka is Lydia's easy counter to Marishka. The top players know that, you know. If there's no Taurus there, that's what you tend to do. And if there's a Taurus and you have a lockout champion, you use Samuel. So because of the True Fear, you put your lockout champion lead, and that's the easy counter when they're not together. They're actually really easy to counter if they're not together. So here we have Duchess, Morantu and stuff like that. So this one will allow me to ignore their bolster because of Baron's A4. If I don't kill him the first time, probably most likely get it second. By his blessing, that's probably a bolster. So I think he's probably got two bolster sets here. A really fast Morantu to try and cleanse me. But with my Warlord, I doubt he's faster than my Warlord. We have a Rolus up top with a lockout champion. That's kind of a little bit interesting to take out. It's really a little bit harder for me to take, because normally I would use UDK myself, but kind of have to go with Necrid, Turvolt here, and then bring my own Warlord in to get lockout in his Yumicone. And hopefully Piggy doesn't get any bright ideas. And then we have two strong affinity to Rolus. It kind of makes it a little bit harder for me. We still have a Duchess available, and he's quite good against Warlords. Don't have a Warlord free anyway. AoE as well. You know what? If we're free champion, massively underrated. Really got to be careful what I do. If I bring in a nuke, I could be too squishy. I suppose I think you just go double or triple revive. Can't bring. This is where sometimes I miss my second Kaima. problem is he's only got one reviver. I think we go Lydia. Even with the weak affinity, there'd be no pressure to go after Python first. So maybe you go after Annex, because I can ignore her A3, the ally protection and counterattack. Really should be able to go straight through that. So 2 AoEs and this. Actually, a brilliant champion. I really need to do a guide on her. I know we got Lockout here. I just gotta hope Roaches doesn't get any ideas. Oh, bless me. Alright, let's get some hand sanitizer. Wait a second. Right, so full Stone Skin team, which actually didn't surprise me a little bit. And this is like one of my plat offense teams, so I come across this problem quite regularly actually. So Parma's really good against Necrid actually. Actually been really lucky there to strip 2 Stone Skins. Even if I didn't strip any Stone Skin, I would have been able to take Yannick out straight away anyway. I'll be really surprised if I don't get Yannick here. That Duchess looks like it might be high resist, but it hasn't set her up correctly. She'll always do an A2 of the A3. Too late. Could have maybe saved him a little bit. So this is what I was afraid of the pig to do. To take the block debuffs. So that's a little bit annoying. I'm actually going to take out the piggy straight away, because he can take stuff like Krill Great Buff. Stuff like that. Gonna try and go after Rodus. Lovely. And that is generally it. Humankind shouldn't be an issue right now. Stuff like that. So just gonna carry on. I'm just waiting to kill Yannick and then I'll hit auto, because I don't want Baron to go into, sorry, not Baron, Turvolt to go into UDK or something like that. So right. Well, there you are. There's 2-0. 30 minutes so far to do all these fights, right? This is why people don't like 3 versus 3, but I think the rewards definitely, for me anyway, personally, makes it a bit more worthwhile. So Anax looks like I would sleep her, but honestly, Mephala or Python will just cleanse her, so it's kind of worthless to do it. It's the same with the A3 right now actually as well. I think I'll actually play the defense down, see if I was gonna see if I can get the Rodus in there. Reaction, no surprise. Should have done A2 Grim. So we need to be careful with status a little bit. He's actually massively underrated as a defense nuker, and he's notoriously quite good against Rodus. I'm actually going to work on Annex first though, because of the AoE, and she's in Stone, so I'm not too convinced that he's hitting that hard. So he's not ignoring that much defense on Rodus. Now normally I'd be a little bit worried about using weak affinity on Pythium. Normally. So if I can get her here, like so, went into the plan, So now I know I need to deal with Pythian quite quickly. I do have Sifi Sleep though to kind of control things a little bit more. I can also maybe try and play that, which will also keep him locked out. That's why Lydia's actually underrated now. Like, I don't feel that she's that overrated. I think back in the day everyone was using her. I think a lot of people forgot about her. I think for offense or even defense she could be quite tricky to deal with the right build and the right people around her. She's good in multiple places as well, not just arena. That's what I like about her. And especially with she being nerfed, actually underrated champion now. She definitely comes back with that abilities. I suppose you could say the same about Man Series as well. There we are. 3-0 win. No issues whatsoever. Not in even a sweat. Why did I miss this dude? Honestly, crazy empowerment. Stuff like that. Just kind of go for someone that's easier. I could probably beat him, but I just find he's more risky when I got people like this that are just much easier for me to handle with and much faster to deal with. It's kind of a waste to go and go for someone else. So this will be the last one, and then we'll wrap it up after this. We've got a speed team at the top. I'm going to bring Hedgie back into the fold, and I'll bring Leo back into the fold because I really do like to free up my Necrid for other teams if possible. And if I can see an easy win, I will take it. Generally as well, sometimes I look for a really easy team. If you have Hedgie, you don't really need to worry about speed at all. You just need to make sure he's speed tuned. So even if he's got his massive chunky blessing, I'm not too concerned unless I get 3%. And if you lose the 3% is what it is, right? There's nothing you can really do about that. We do have a Rhodas here. We also have a AoE nuke at the top. So I'm actually going to swap out his Duchess. I'm going to get rid of the filter because that's going to annoy me. We're going to bring in UDK on a defense. We'll bring in Necrid, so I'll put Necrid at the back, UDK in second, and Rose third. And then I'm going to bring in my fast Duchess just to give me Veils and stuff like that to kind of deal with Torment and make it a bit safer and protect my Necrid a bit more. With that, I have Stone Skin. Obviously, UDK is notoriously good. We have UDK's tournament on. I got 2 right now, so I will be building out my second one just to free it up. I can actually go with 2 teams here. I can also go AoE Nuka, but it's a bit more risky. I would use the Roast Killer down here. That's why he's in there. Ghost Spawn's in here actually because he's my main counter to the Taurus from Rishka comp. And then this one in here, Piggy's got a little bit of a problem. Anything else is not too much of an issue for me. I don't feel like it is anyway. We never know. We have 3% in this game. You never know. I don't think you can generally be 100% on what you do. So Baron on a defense team, honestly, kind of a little bit of a joke. I could have probably beat this team without using a speed team. In all fairness, but I would have had to bring Baron in anyway. So why do I use Baron on defense? That's actually maybe a good point that you guys are probably thinking about right now, because I said don't use Baron on defense. The problem is I have Necrid on here, and Necrid makes any glass cannon nuka good on defense. That's why you should use him. So I could have used Morose Killer, and honestly, if he didn't have a Touches in his team, probably would have used Morose Killer over Rhodas actually. But because he's got Duchess is weak affinity to Rhodas, and Rhodas is just really good for that. And I don't need to worry about his Rhodas killing anything because the amount of protection I have for Necrid and UDK, not too worried about that. So it's just a case of waiting for her to outrun her stone skin, and I have a little bit of advantage. Doing my thing, so I'll start piling some damage into his Duchess now, and I'll be able to take her out now. Well, I'm a little bit surprised actually we didn't take her out there. Cool. I'll be able to come back round. I've got time. Actually, if you had more to Macabre, which I don't have him, if you had more to Macabre, this would be, it would be perfect. It'd be heaven, because Brogni's passive is torture. I feel like there's a free set in here because that Torment's getting very lucky. I'm actually not gonna play that. Play this instead. Oh wait, he had bot boss. Feel like this Torment's getting too big for these boots here. Okay. Wow, you can tell he set up his AI to do that A2, but I still don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's got enough to beat me, to be honest. Actually, might go after that Torment next. That's an easy one shot right now. Extra turn, lovely. We'll get Brogni in. We'll get Brogni as extra surpriser. So play that, and I will play this. Bye Torman. You did quite well, surprisingly. Get that decrease attack up. Should be able to drop him in a minute. There we are. 2-0. Like I said, don't attack him if you can't beat him. Join the club. This guy's not set up his Mephala well, which has made him lose this. Could have caused me some issues so that pig could wake up. So Murray, seeing you in gold, mate, in low arena, expect better than that. But that's how easy live arena is. And as you can see here, multiple victories. So yeah, there you are. Hopefully guys, you like this. Hopefully I wasn't showing that I was arrogant or anything like that. I think you need to be confident in P versus P, in anything that you do, in if it's Call of Duty, raids, or anything, that you need to have confidence in your abilities. Enjoy gameplay, obviously, willing to learn, knowledge, and stuff like that. There's many factors. If you are struggling, there is plenty of content creators who would actually help you, especially in 3 vs 3. Myself is always available. Your MTG's available. Taraku, who's actually really good as well. And I say we all have different strengths, different weaknesses, and stuff like that. So there we are. Please remember to give this video a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. I've been Grim Reaper. Have a great weekend. Peace.